If you want to hear about some usual and some not so usual tools that I use to manage my makeup collection, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène and welcome back. Or if it's your first time, welcome to HMM Makeup or Makeup. I'm actually doing a video that has been on my mind for quite a while now and that I have just been putting off or thinking, should I, shouldn't I? Today's the day. I'm going to film an updated makeup or beauty room tools video. I have not done one in a while, and I don't think that I have ever featured all of the tools or specialty items that I have or intend to show you today. I don't think I've ever shown all of them on video. So today is the day. First off, I do want to mention that I do depot on this channel on a regular basis. I just filmed, not sure if it's already up or will be up soon. If it is already up, I'll link it in this video. And I've depotted a couple of palettes from KVD Vegan Beauty. And I have a few more in mind to depot sometime soon to add to my singles collection, which I use for the quad of the month. These are some of the tools that I used for depotting the KVD Vegan Beauty palettes. I like to have a knife with a serrated edge to cut through the cardboard. I like to have a thick butter knife that makes it easy to pry cardboard layers apart from each other. And then I like a straight blade, small kind of, still have some glue and cardboard on here. Just a very thin knife to wedge between the bottom of a pan and the cardboard to cut the glue. So all three of these types of knives are very useful when depotting a cardboard palette. A cardboard palette depotting does not require any heat, so these are the only tools that I would tend to use for that kind of a palette. Now when it comes to cream products, what I tend to use is one of these two spatulas. And very often these types of spatulas come in sets of two. You'll see a very big one and a small one, and I use them for two different purposes. This big one tends to be for things like shampoo or conditioner or body lotion. This is the right type of spatula, and it's long enough that I can easily get through one of those big containers of body lotion where the lotion is at the bottom. Although I'm known to cut those packages in half, those bottles in half, to be able to get past the very, very small neck at the top and have a bigger tub by cutting it in half and using it for the bottom. Now here are a couple of products that I've depotted just very, very recently. This one is a Redken for Men Invigorating Conditioner. It's a cool finish conditioner that my husband was using, and I've also used, I like the kind of tingly, minty feeling on the scalp. And this is the bottom. And this is a really bad container. It had a squeezy head on the top, and so you're supposed to squeeze this this container, and because it's conditioner and it's really thick, a ton of it was left in this container, and I had to cut it open and scoop out the rest of it, and I'll show you how much was left. So I've used it twice since depotting it, so some of it I've already used up, but this is what is left, and that's a lot. This container is a 50 ml container, and it's half full. So it's a lot of product that was still left in it, and it's a little bit less than half full now, but it was certainly half full when I filled it up with this conditioner. And so it's in a plastic capped container that is safe for the shower, and I'm very happy to save some of these containers once in a while so I can depot things that I can't get a hold of or can't reach anymore, and I have to cut the container up. These types of containers, it's good to have at least a handful on hand of empty containers in order to be able to depot and get the full extent of value out of the products that we buy. Another product that was so thick that I could not get out of the bottle was this, what's it called? Pixi Technician Color Care Conditioner. Again, a very thick product. And I cut the container open with a knife and was able to get to the rest of it down here. It was not moving. I had it upside down for I don't know how long. It just was not coming out of the bottle. And so I ended up using that same spatula, trusty spatula, to get the product out. And this is amazing. So this is a Rodial container of moisturizer. And look at how much was left in that container that would have gone to waste if I had just said, bah, I can't get to it, I'll just throw it out. It smells wonderful, and it and the other container is going back into our shower so that I can use it as conditioner as I normally would without the frustration of a container that I can't get the product out of. So I'm pretty happy with that spatula. That spatula, I think this set, it's under $20 Canadian, call it 15, maybe US or so. It has paid for itself in extending my use of given products by so much. With this spatula, you can get every little bit of product out of bottles. I use it for lotion, conditioner, shampoo, any kind of thick product that you need to scoop out is great to use for that big spatula. Now for this little guy. Now it is not as, doesn't have to be as flexible as the big one. The big one has more flexibility, but it's for bigger stuff. This one I use to empty out concealer, foundation, primer, any of those type of makeup products where getting the last little bit of something is pretty tough. That's what I use. And I used it to free up the, what's it called? Exfoliate from Kate Somerville. And so I have, again, an empty container that I put the product in. And that is what I was able to scoop out, which is a phenomenal amount of product. Let me show you what I scooped it out of. It was in here. And you can see that it's not a very big product package, but I had it rolled down all the way down to here. And because it's a thick product, I would squeeze, and I had a clip on it, and I would squeeze and try to get the product out. But it was getting to be problematic. And so I thought, well, am I just going to struggle with this until I can't anymore, or am I just going to scoop it out? And I just decided to cut to the chase and cut it with a pair of scissors and then go in and scoop it out. And with the small spatula, you can get into the inner edge and really scoop out whatever else is left without having to use your finger. So I really, really like this little guy. I use both of them equally, and every single time I use them, I am so thankful that I have them. It's awesome. Now, on a similar note, we do have this guy, and you can use this spatula for some of the same type of idea, but this is the kind of tool that you would probably have seen more often on YouTube, on beauty channels. The reason I like this one is for breaking up and mixing powder products, so eyeshadows, highlighters, bronzers, blushes, that kind of a thing. But part of what I like about this one as well is the ability to cut and separate. If I'm going to mix different eyeshadows together, I can apportion it very nicely with this spatula because it has a very nice precise edge. And then I really like this corner because it is quite pointy, and you can get powder out of corners of round and square pans. You can really get in there and get all the product out. You can also use it for, I'll use this as an example, in the ramekin, you can use it to carve out the edges just like you could on an eyeshadow round or square pan, definitely. And for a product such as this, you can also go in with the point and scoop out the edges so that you don't lose anything. And sometimes, depending on how small the package is, that little spatula that I showed you is a little bit too big. And so this is just a little bit smaller, and you can get into smaller corners than the spatula will allow. Now I do like the spatula more because it's bendable, and it does, because it's latex, it does kind of stick to the edges, and so you can really wipe something clean out of a package. But sometimes this is the better tool. You just have to play it by ear and figure out how to go about it. This is also a nice spatula for mixing different types of lipsticks together. So if you have a lipstick palette and you want to do a mix of a few things, this one is really nice on the flat side to just kind of mix the colors together, and you get a cohesive single color look pretty quickly when you use the flat edge of this spatula. Well, as a matter of fact, actually, the ABH lip palette comes with a spatula like that on one end. It's pretty flimsy, but it's the same kind of idea as this one. And the spatula, both types of spatulas, the metal one I just showed you and the plastic ones with the latex tip, all of those I got from Amazon. Of course, I would be remiss to not talk about this particular type of product. I just used one of them in my most recent video with the depotting of the KVD Alchemist Palette. And they have, so it's a magnetic metal plate that has a sticker on the other end. And you can see the sticker that's white and blue. And you just peel off the sticker, put it underneath a round pan or a square pan that's a bit bigger than this round magnetic plate, and you automatically turn a non-magnetized single eyeshadow into a magnetized shadow for magnetized palettes. I really appreciate having these for any time I depot. Sometimes the pans are magnetized, but when they're not, it's nice to have those little stickers to add to the bottom of a pan. Now, they do come in different sizes. You can get very small rectangular ones. You can get small square, round. I think I've covered the different shapes at this point. It's pretty useful to have these magnetic stickers, and they're very inexpensive. You can buy them by 20s, 50s, 100s, depending on how much you're going to, or you think you're going to use them. Very helpful. Now for the spatulas that I showed you, I want to show you how I do end up depotting items. These are 3 of the 4. The highlighter on the top here is one that is still the original, but the other 3, the bottom 2 are Boeing concealers number 1, number 2, and this top one right here is a contour shade from the Tarteist Pro Glow palette. I rehome these cream products using the spatula, the latex spatula, and this metal spatula that I showed you earlier. And you can depot into another container without losing a whole lot of product. I barely lost any product at all. And that's partially thanks to that latex spatula that really scoops things clean. The reason I like to do this is because if I'm panning something, what I find is that I will not pan as effectively if things are all in different containers. But when I can bring products that I'm trying to pan all together in one palette, it makes me a whole lot more compliant. So if I'm trying to use up older products, it makes a huge difference to put them all in the same packaging, which is probably why I'm going to continue to use this Cover FX packaging for quite a while, because anytime I'm finishing up a stick foundation or a stick concealer or something like that, I think my preference will be to depot it into a quad such as this one for convenience and ease of use. Convenience and ease of use is what really makes us compliant when we're trying to finish up older products, because older products are not as sexy to use as the new packaging. So if it is housed in something that is really convenient, we're a whole lot more likely to keep using it and to enjoy the experience. So I think old packaging is definitely a tool. Now this one is going to sound really weird, but just trust me on this one. I consider these guys bamboo skewers, the small ones, to be an awesome tool in my makeup collection as far as tools go. So the reason for this is, yes, they can be really, really useful to dig into corners of things, yes, but it's not so much this tip. It's this tip that is fantastic. The reason I really love the bamboo skewers is that as you use them, you can keep them quite sanitary because you can just keep cutting them as you've used them. So once this end gets a little gunky or yucky, you can just cut it and you have a new section to work with for the whole skewer. I use these to empty out liquid lipstick and glosses. So let me show you. So here is a liquid lipstick container from Giorgio Armani. And it's a very small container with a brush. And as you can see, I scraped the side, so you can see that there is still product in it. But when I can't reach the bottom with this brush, which is going to happen, and I can't scrape on the sides, I can go in with this bamboo stick, because look at how small this opening is. I can go in with that bamboo stick, take out some product, and put it on the brush and apply as usual. So I would keep this bamboo stick, wipe off the end, keep using it with this this particular packaging, and when I'm done with this lipstick, or whenever I feel like I need to, I would cut off the end and work with a new section. And yeah, I have been able to get through and really finish some lip products thanks to this little hack. And I've used it also for liquid eyeshadow and the like. Anything where there's a packaging that really prevents you from digging to the bottom, a little bamboo skewer is so good. Now this is a bit of a spoiler for a video coming up in the next couple of days, but I want to show you what I was able to do using the bamboo stick. This is the Tarte H2o Gloss in Hang 10. Do you see how clear that is? And I was told as well for one of my Becca lip topper lip glosses that I had really used it up quite a bit. Again, that was from a bamboo stick. So it is bone dry, and you can see through the container with no trouble at all. That is what using a bamboo stick can do. And if you have some favorite lip products, it will extend the use of your lip products for at least a week. It's crazy. You get a lot more out of the container, and it's not frustrating to see some product at the very bottom of the container that you just can't get to. And it's just part of the packaging, right? The only reason that the brush hits the bottom of the container is because you're screwing it all the way down to hit the bottom. Therefore, you can't get to all of the product because you can't run your brush along the bottom. But a bamboo stick can get to it, no matter how small the hole is, especially the hole at the top, especially if you're, for whatever reason, unable to get the stopper out. I have to say, it's my favorite hack of everything I'm showing you today. I also have been known to use a little bamboo skewer like this to help me open makeup boxes. If you're like me and you hate tearing makeup boxes, you are going to love this hack. So you take this bamboo stick, of course not a bamboo stick that you're using for lipstick or whatever. You want to keep a bamboo stick just for box opening. And you put the bamboo stick, I'll show you this way, because that's where we would tear normally, right here. You put the bamboo stick through the box and then flip it open like that. It's not going to tear. And other side, flipping it open. There we go. I did not tear the top of the box at all, and I can easily get into the palette inside. Otherwise, I end up tearing virtually every side of a box when I try to get an eyeshadow palette out, and this has saved me from tearing virtually all of my boxes. Super happy about that. So you stick it underneath, and very often you can actually get through to the other side and just pop it out, because what it is the bamboo stick ends up pushing the edge of the palette. I don't know if I can show you properly. You end up pushing the edge of the palette next to this end of the box, and that's what prevents it from tearing. Anyway, if you care about keeping your boxes intact, this is a tool, again, that's pretty awesome. And I definitely want to mention the ramekin containers. And the reason I want to mention the ramekin containers is if you are going to repress a highlighter, blush, bronzer, eyeshadow, any powder product, I strongly recommend using a ramekin along with a spatula like this. And the reason I recommend that is because they are a match made in heaven. The corner of the spatula and the ramekin, they fit perfectly together, and I am able to get every single bit of powder out of this ramekin when I use it. If I use any other sort of spatula, like a metal spatula or a butter knife or anything, I leave a lot of product behind, and very often I'm repressing products I love. So I want all of it back. And so this spatula and this kind of a ceramic container are fantastic. They're a fantastic duo to save your powder products. And the last one is not a tool, but it is definitely a requirement if you're going to repress anything, and this is isopropyl alcohol. It is 70%, I think is what I have. Yeah, 70% does a great job. Just try not to put too much once you have the product in kind of a relatively thick, not too viscous consistency. That's all you need. Though you want to have enough of it in the mixture so that when you press down with a flat object and some paper towel, that some of this product is going to get absorbed in the paper towel. If there's no transfer onto the paper towel, your putty of eyeshadow is too thick. You'll want to redo it, and you don't want it too liquidy and you don't want it too thick. It's kind of the happy medium in between, and what I find is the consistency is right if it takes me 3 or 4 times of soaking up some of this until the paper towel is relatively dry. That tells me that I've got the right amount of wetness with the alcohol for the eyeshadow to take hold properly, and that it's going to have some resilience in staying intact in the pan. And I think that is it for me discussing the tools that I use in my makeup room without going into tools like brushes and whatnot that are more typical to see videos on. I hope that I was helpful in covering that. Oh, and the bamboo stick I also used bamboo sticks, and the metal spatula I also used to scrape out the bottom part of a bullet lipstick if it is a color that I really, really love, to put it into an empty container or a lipstick palette if I want to save that color because it's the last of it that I have. Maybe it's a discontinued lipstick or whatever. Those are tools that I use for the lipsticks, as well as my bullet lipsticks, as well as liquid lipsticks. Okay, I think that I have it all covered. Now I want to turn it over to you. If you have some beauty room hacks, some tools that you use in your beauty room that might be unexpected for us, I would love it if you would share it in the comments. I'm always looking for some beauty room hacks, and if you have something that you have up your sleeve, I know we would love to hear about it. At least I would. So let me know what your hacks are, your special tools, and I look forward to hearing from you. And I also look forward to hearing what you thought of this video and its contents and whatnot. Let me know what you think. I'm always listening. I can't wait to hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, as always, take care.